Let me give you an example of a mind transforming moment. Of course, Paul is our author. Remember when Paul was on the road to Damascus and he was knocked from his beast? His transformation started right then. He had to be knocked blind before God was able to transform his mind. But once he was allowed to see again, his mind was right and stayed on Jesus. Now this was a man that went through a true transformation. Paul's job, from a child he was raised, educated, well educated, but his job as a man at that time period in our Bible was to kill Christians. He hunted us down like dogs. Oh, he was one of the best. He hunted us down like dogs, but God knocked him off his beast, and so his transformation began. When there was a boy that was caught in a whale, what was his name? Jonah. Jonah refused to do what God said. He had his own mindset. Did he not? He stayed there how many nights? 3. Come on, tell me, Charles, I heard you. 3 days and 3 nights. But when he offered a sacrificial prayer to the Lord for forgiveness and guidance, God ordered the whale to spit him out. His mind was so transformed, I think the boy made the trip in a day. And it was a 3-day journey. That joker was running with a transformed mind. See, all of us go through a Damascus road. All of us have that whale experience. You know, we get beside ourselves. We figure we're going to do it our way. We know God. We call him when we need our bills paid. But other than that, I got this. I'm convinced if we are to have a transformed, renewed mind, which is our reasonable service or our spiritual act of worship, this is a process that includes the heart. For spiritually, they are one and the same. Does the Bible not say in Revelations 2:23? I am he who searches the minds and hearts. All right. But so you don't think this little feeble boy is just giving you his opinion. For more support, let's look back and let's see what the Hebrews, back in the day, let's see what the Hebrews definition for the heart was during the time frame of 56 AD when this precept was written. In addition to the usual meaning, the Hebrews believed that the heart was a place of thoughts, will, and decision. Hebrews refer to the heart when we would the mind or the brain. Now, in our carnal understanding, it is only a physical organ of the body, this center of physical life. Yet it is truly the seat of one's personal life, both physical and spiritual. You see, it is the center of one's personality, the seat of one's entire mental and moral activity, containing both rational and emotional elements. In short, it is the storehouse of our feelings, desires, joy, pain, and love. See, all of these elements or components are stored in our hearts and minds. And I am convinced that if we are to control these elements, we can then be able to truly walk in a transformed state of mind that pleases our God. You see, all of these elements are displayed when we interact with each other. Just on a basic level, when we just interact with each other, we display some of these elements. So as new creatures transformed in our hearts and in our minds, doing all we can to stay in God's will and guard this newness. Ask yourself, how do I treat my wife? Better yet, how do I treat my husband? How do I deal with my children? Look around me. How do I deal with my brothers and sisters in Christ? I mean, am I patient? Am I understanding? Am I forgiving? Am I showing kindness? Or am I bitter and angry and unforgiving? inconsiderate, misleading, and underhanded. Which one am I? Are our minds truly transformed? Are we playing a game? Don't play with God, because God ain't gonna play with you. Don't take meekness for weakness. God is all-knowing. Yes, He is. And He reads and searches our hearts and minds, right? So don't play with God. Don't think you can deceive me. You ain't deceiving my master. And if my mind is right, when I go down and pray, He's going to tell me who you are. And some of us have supernatural discernment. When we can read a person's spirit, when they walk up to us with some mess, we know who they are. Oh, but a wise man doesn't, we don't play into that. We stay calm and we stay cool. Because it's not our battle. It's the Lord's. Or is it with a mindset that is conducive to God's will? Or are we allowing our carnal minds to control our actions of our new creation, of our new being? Are we still walking in foolishness? Well, God's words outlines clearly how we should think and treat each other. Run with me to Romans 85. Ain't none of y'all in the front row got to run with me because you got it already in your head. Romans 85. But they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. So at all times, always keep your mind in a spiritual place. No matter what the situation. Oh, I got cancer? No, I don't. Oh, you gonna cut my lights off? Oh, no, I ain't. Oh, I ain't got nothing to eat? Oh, yes, I do. Some of us running around crying with 2 loaves of bread. We got every blessing we need, but we still crying about nothing. It's all up here. How about Colossians 3:2-3? Pastor, you said precept upon precept, do upon do, rule upon rule. I'm gonna read. Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. For you died, and your life is hidden in Christ Jesus. Okay, well, how about a good example of how we should treat each other? Therefore, put on tender mercies, Colossians 3:12-14. Kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another. If any man has a complaint against his brother, even as Christ forgave you, you must do also. Keep this in mind. Chris stepped on my toe. I'm not going to forgive Chris, so therefore, I can't be blessed myself because I haven't forgiven my brother. That's how simple it is. The word is not cumbersome. It's very simple. We just have to receive it as a child because we are his child. How about Colossians 4:6? When I see you, Colonel Perry, we always greet each other just like this, no matter what the situation. Let us speak always with grace, seasoned with salt. He didn't say season it with pepper. He said season it with salt, that you may know how to treat each other. So we got to guard how we speak to each other, how we respond to each other. You may say something offensive to me, but if I'm a prudent man seeking God's heart, I'm not going to respond to you as a fool. I may just absorb that thing, digest it, pray on it, and come back to you when my mind is completely set on my God. I don't, this process of mind renewal it's not instantaneous. It is a process. We're being processed. It's like that coal going through the fire when you come out, you're a diamond, right? It's the same process. It's a day by day. We die daily.